Yeah, I would get with homie if he want to work. We could work. I'm never mad at generals linking up. So again, you know, I wouldn't even have acknowledged him if I didn't think he was worthy of an opponent. A lot of niggas talk shit. I don't acknowledge him, but 50. Oh yeah, let's go. I want to see. I want to know how real it is. I want to see your television network. I want to see you direct a movie. I want to see your clothing line. I want to see if you're the real deal. Just see me, see if I'm the real deal. Real deal. Real deal.
Dive into the fun world of letters with Sparkle Denae's ABC Word Chase and Coloring Book. Looking for an exciting and educational way to help your little ones explore their ABCs? Look no further. This engaging book not only allows your child to practice tracing the alphabet, but also includes tracing words and coloring fun pictures in between. It's kid-friendly, kid-approved, and the perfect blend of learning and creativity. Get your copy today and watch your child's learning journey light up with joy.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the LifeScope channel. On your way in, don't forget to like, share, definitely subscribe and support the channel. It's appreciated as always. So I wanted to talk about the Dame Dash interview that he did with America New Network. Now this is 3 minutes of one of the interviews he has done. If you want to see the whole interview, go over to their network or go over to their platform on YouTube and check it out. So let's listen to this particular clip, and then we're going to try to unpack some of the things that Dame Dash is saying.
Because what's crazy to me is if his hustle is putting stuff in people's drink, he made a liquor. I mean, that's the illest shit in the world, that everybody was partying and you don't know what was in that drink. And if he was, pause, undercover gay, because I didn't know it, and obviously if he was knocking men out and they were waking up violated, he's making somebody gay that doesn't want to be gay.
Okay, so let's stop right there. Now, first off, Dame Dash, he is so extra sometimes. He literally has a pause button with his own voice. Hilarious. But besides all of that, I actually do agree with him. If Diddy's MO is to spike drinks, then him having a liquor brand is somewhat genius. Like, nobody would suspect you at all. You could serve your liquor at parties with some of the most high-profile entertainers, politicians, or whoever. You can have your liquor at different events. And once you get these people liquored up with your spiked juice, then you can bring out your camera. You can show what the people are doing or have your sick mementos on film and everything of these people that supposed to appear to us to be genuine, whether it's a politician, whether it's an entertainer, or any type of celebrity. We're looking at these people in one way, and yet if Diddy's MO is to serve them allegedly this spiked liquor that he sells, and they don't even know about the liquor. It's one thing to know about drugs, because I'm pretty sure they probably have that all on a table or all on some type of buffet type of tray, and they know what they're getting themselves into when they see that. But to have that extra spiked liquor thrown in the mix, that doesn't do anything but just kind of compound with the drugs and then have people just totally out here showing out. So I do agree that it is somewhat genius if Diddy allegedly was doing that with the spiked liquor and having a liquor brand. Also, Dame Dash mentioned he's making people gay that don't necessarily want to be gay. I do agree with that as well. Now, we do know that some people are born gay, but I have to also add, and this is from me actually talking with people, they have been conflicted. Once someone has abused them that is of the same sex, and when they abuse them, your natural bodily functions may respond in a way to where you appear to like it, or your body is acting as if it likes what's being done to them, but you necessarily don't or didn't even think about going that way. Then now you are conflicted in terms of what you like and what you don't like. So instead of that person just wanting to explore on their own, wanting to get into that lifestyle on their own, and deciding for themselves that that's what they truly like, it's like Diddy allegedly took these people's choice away when they did the spiked drink and the drugs, and then they were more susceptible to doing whatever Diddy wanted them to do, especially if Diddy is the pitcher, not the catcher. So you are taking advantage of some of the people, and then you got them on film, you got them blackmailed. What is a person to do in that situation? And this is all hypothetical, but we're just going off of some things that could possibly happen in the Diddy situation, and that has happened in actual real life. Not necessarily talking about Diddy, but what I mentioned is a scenario that I know of that has actually happened. And it's not anything with anybody that's a celebrity. It's just average everyday people that's getting caught up in different types of situations. So that is an actual scenario. But for Diddy, this is something that possibly happened with him. And how is the person supposed to feel now? Especially when things are, how should I say this? When things are upheld in terms of manhood, and they have a thing where you probably heard like on TV, and you have guys that are in prison and they like, well, his manhood has been taken, meaning he has been sexually assaulted. His manhood has been taken. If your manhood has been taken, what does that make you? Now, everybody has their own definition and everybody has their own way of thinking and whatever. But if somebody was to say your manhood has been taken, what does that mean? That he may no longer be considered a man? Or he's been sexually abused? Or both? Or he's been disrespected? So when you think in terms of that alone, then think about the people who may have experienced that if Diddy allegedly spiked somebody's drink, served it to them, did them dirty, and now you have somebody who may be a known artist that's a man, and they don't know what to do. So let's keep going.
So I'm like, what was in them drinks? And then I'm starting to think like, damn, when did hip hop start to lose its masculinity? When did dudes, and again, no disrespect to nobody, but like tough niggas started wearing dresses and pocketbooks. Like maybe that could be the reason. And I'm just thinking it through. Like maybe that could be the reason why hip hop took a turn for the feminine. Because that shit, if homie was really putting shit in people's drinks and he's making the liquor, and again, I don't know, and I'm not even saying it to be funny, but they saying, homie was putting shit in motherfuckers' baby oil. So how could you trust that person to serve you drinks at such a big scale? So I'm remembering Nori so adamant about me taking a shot of Ciroc, and I'm like, nah. And I brought my own, and now y'all can understand why I always want to make my own. So I brought my own liquor. You know what I'm saying? I was taking shots of my own. And then what happened, I made him take shots of Ciroc. And then he ended up getting too drunk, talking about take your shirt off and all this type shit. It's on tape. So it ain't like you just naturally start to think of things.
Okay, so he has said a lot right there. And just thinking of the person that Dame Dash presents himself to be and how he may appear to us as the public, Dame Dash was one of those people that appeared to be like a hard nose, like I'll cuss the executive out, I'll cuss the owner out, I'll cuss the artist out, I'll cuss your mama out. Dame Dash seemed to be one of those people. And when I say that he's cussing people out, all I'm saying is he is not accepting what you are giving him. He's going to be the type of man that's going to ask questions. He is going to be the type of man, if you serve him anything less than what he feels like he deserves, he's not going to be shy to let you know. And him being around in the 90s and presenting himself that way, that doesn't mean necessarily that he was that way. So dig what I'm saying. Him presenting himself that way, you would think that this is like a man's man. This is a masculine man to a degree. This is a man who pretty much stands on his word and does what he say he's going to do. So him coming out of the 90s with all of the things that we heard about him doing, speaking, acting, he would be the one that would say something like this. And I'm talking about the shift. Like, when did the shift start in hip hop from men who were hip hop artists being seen as hyper masculine or being the type of guys that you would never think would wear dresses and purses? How did it shift from the man's man to a feminine man? So it makes sense that he would bring this point out. And as he said in here, if Diddy is so-called an undercover homosexual and he wasn't living in his truth, he wasn't coming out, he wasn't being who he is. In fact, he was scared, so scared that he would rather have people be under the influence to engage with him. And I just have to say it. I have to put it out there. That is a form of sexual abuse. You are taking advantage of people. Okay, you wanted somebody, but you didn't know whether or not they are gay. Maybe they said that they weren't. Maybe they showed you that they weren't. But you want that person so bad, you would give them drugs. You would spike their drink so that they could get down with you in that way. You would want to take advantage of that particular person and force them, strong arm them into your lifestyle. Instead of being who you are and saying, hey, I'm gay, this is what it is, do something about it. Because I know people, or know of people, that are literally about that life, and they are homosexual. And what I mean about that life, like, they are stand-up individuals. Some people, one person is a well-known drug dealer. He's a well-known drug dealer, and he's gay. He's gay as all outdoors. But he's sort of like, he's a man's man because he's not going to be disrespectful, but you dare not disrespect him. So you have people that's true to who they are, and they don't have to go through the back door in a dirty way. They don't have to. They will have an invitation. So yeah, it makes sense that Dame Dash would bring that up, because he has seen a shift from the man's man, the masculine man, to these feminine guys that's wearing dresses and purses. And you're wondering, where did this come from? When did this start? If you guys were already on that, show yourself from the beginning, because it's more courageous, it's more admirable that if that's how you are, that's how you get down. And I could see the 90s being very hardcore with it and alienating people. In fact, a lot of people actually did get alienated when they did reveal who they are. But this has been going on in the entertainment business. It is not just hip hop. You could think about people who were rock and roll artists who were very well known, and they were in that lifestyle, and they literally would dare you to say anything crazy to them. So this is not just within the genre of hip hop. This is all over. But some people are just brave enough to stand up and be who they are, and some people aren't. And it seems like for the people who are not as brave to stand up and be who they are, they tend to have problems, and they tend to make their problems everyone else's problems. Let's continue.
And then I was thinking, there was this one time that when my daughter was 16, Jay had a show, and my daughter wanted to go. So I'm like, yo, I'm not going to deprive my daughter. So I hollered at Jay, sent the kite, and told him I wanted to go to a show with my daughter, and they accommodated me to the fullest. People were really surprised to see me there, took pictures with everybody. And again, Emery's my brother, so I would hate to think that he was fucking around like that, pause. But he kept asking me somebody. That was the first time I had tasted that Douce, and I got ridiculously drunk to the extent, and my daughter and I were talking about this the other day, that I was like, yo, I don't get this drunk. Why am I so drunk? And I ended up, pause, wrestling with Kevin Hart. Pause, nigga got me in a chicken wing. And I remember Vaughn taping that shit. And I'm like, yo, why you taping, Vaughn? So I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, because homie makes drinks too. And again, just if this is true, these are the things that I'm like just reflecting on. And if I wouldn't have played everything completely by the book, complete honor, then I could have been compromised. And what would have happened if I ever woke up feeling some kind of way? Compromised. What would I have done?
Okay, so that is the end of the clip. Yeah, he said some interesting things that if we didn't know fully how Dame Dash is, and we don't know these people, we really don't, but we only are going on how they present themselves, and then you have your own opinion on how you see that person, that entertainer. But for Dame Dash, just because I've seen stuff that he has done interview-wise, and how he appears to have moved in terms of being, I guess, a boss, then it would make sense for him to point out the things that he's pointing out. Now, some people may take it like, oh, you just hating Dame Dash. Look, everybody is not hating. It was a difference between the guy or the hip hop artist, in my opinion, that was in the 90s that was not afraid of who they are. That's the key word, not afraid of being who they actually are. And then the shift of now you have these men that's in dresses and purses. Now, for some of them, I would actually say they are not afraid of who they are. And I have no problem with that. Like, for instance, Lil Nas X, I think he is who he is. He doesn't seem to be trying to be something that he's not. I will say in the beginning, though, we didn't know whether or not he was that way. Nobody was thinking about that. You're just listening to the music, especially with Old Town Road, which was a big hit, and nobody is even thinking about that. And then when he decided to give himself to the public in terms of him being who he is, then that's the road that he has decided to take and be more personable with the people. Now, could some of it be character? Yeah, he could be acting up or playing up his actual personality. I will go with that. But overall, I think he is who he is. So people won't have a problem or issue or think that you'll be a phony or fake if you just be who you are. So if Diddy allegedly was an undercover homosexual, it seems like he would have a lot of anger issues, which is possibly why he was taking a lot of physical violence out on women. Because if you don't like women, then quit playing with women. Like, if you don't like women and you don't want women, quit playing with them. You ain't got to beat up on women. You ain't got to do all of this stuff to women because you really don't want that and you want something else. It's best to just be who you are and get with the thing that you want. So I'm going to leave it right there. Definitely let me know what you think. Definitely subscribe and support the channel. And until next time, bye.